That'll have to be good enough there, darling. Hello, hello. It's 11:11. I just felt like I needed to take a moment, and maybe, depending on when you watch this, maybe you needed a moment as well. If you wasted that moment in anxiety, rewind it and breathe. No, just kidding. All right, let's move forward. Welcome to ASCENT. I'm your coach, Fiery Grace the Gifted. I'm here with a Divine Feminine reading. I'm very excited because I finally get to do this reading. It has been sitting on my heart, but I knew that I had to do something else first, this other thing first, and then this reading. And then I thought maybe I could do it on 11/11, and it was like, nope. And I understand now. We had to come into this new season, if you will. And it's not necessarily related to the portals. It's really just something that happens every year, right? We're coming into this really strong, strong. Um, I don't even know what to call it. It just is like this season of wonder. That's what I feel. And I think I'm excited that we all get to be a part of it. But I also feel like the Divine Feminines have a few questions. Questions that they're kind of frustrated or confused. Like, why are these questions still questions? And as we come into the season of wonder, we can't have questions on the brain, right? We need to have as many of the available answers at hand in our awareness as possible. So, this is our reading. And I say our because, again, I've been waiting for this because I think I'm going to need it. I need some direction and some advice. So if you feel like that too, even if it's not too heavy, or even if it's like almost extreme, downright depressing, wherever you're at, I really believe that if you allow the answers to come, they'll come. So I'm going to bless and shuffle, lay out a spread, and we'll get started. I mean, look at this to start us off. The stress is about the vision. But then there's a part of us that knows that the dream, it's so close. It's right there. So, okay. Wow. See? We can feel it. And I think more of us even feel it in the sense of kind of being, feeling like a little alone. Hold on. I'm going to split this. Okay. And I say that because it's almost this sense that if you had been around a lot of people or a certain group or a certain anything, right, you would not have been able to see it for what it was. Lately, I've been getting the sense, and it actually happens every year around this season of wonder that I'm talking about, where we're going into the new year, and the energy's already there, and there's just this is the time where people start making resolutions and, you know what I mean, stuff like that. There's this something that happens right now. And as we look forward, I'm thinking, why do I keep getting this message for a lot of people to watch who they share their dreams with, watch who they share their plans, their ideas, watch who they share themselves with, watch who they share their downloads, their messages. I mean, and that's where sometimes I get it in readings even, where it's like, be careful who you even talk to any of this stuff about, even if you're not even sharing the reading itself, but like, yeah, I got this message, or I thought about this. It's like, if you got something that got brought up in this moment here, be very cautious. And so it's funny that I'm getting this message even now that's saying, Divine Feminines, You needed to be alone exactly for that reason. Because on one side of it, it's like be cautious about who you share your stuff with, right? Sure. But the other side is because it can't be tainted in the midst of things, but also once it's happened and once we've achieved the fullness of whatever it was we were meant to receive or walk into or whatever, we will know without a shadow of a doubt that it was all God, or you know what I mean? Like it was meant to be. There's no coincidence, there's no question. And so it's like not only is it in the midst of the journey, be cautious who you share your resources with, but then it's like also it's not just about that. The other side of it is that you're going to be rewarded with a kind of confidence that only comes from personal experience with things that shouldn't have happened. I often tell a story, I won't tell it now, but it's an incredible, I mean, one in a million, maybe if I can, when I get older and have like a ministry where I can afford to hire people to do silly tasks for me, I'm going to have someone calculate the probability of this miracle that happened in my life because it's insane. And it's that moment for me that I will always believe in God. I will always have a connection. And that's not the only moment that ever happened for me in my spiritual connection, but I always will. You have that thing in your own belief that makes you who you are spiritually or religiously or whatever. And I have a feeling you're about to experience another moment like that in the next few weeks. So just be ready, okay? It's off rip. We jump in and the messages are clear. All right, what's the final? Whoa. You know what's crazy? Because the fact that it happened, I could have been talking about that here instead or something, but it happened here so that because this deck has the words on it, look at this. Not only is this the tower, but in this deck, they have the words on the card that you can see for yourself. And then on top of it, it's the life experience card, not the tower, right? It's not considered the tower. It's considered something that reveals, something that helps you move forward and kind of pushes you out of the nest, if you will. And I just have a feeling, and again, I mean, look what it's with. I have a feeling that if it's going to lead us into some beautiful chariot energy, but we have to allow it to come. So it's going to feel like a tower if we let it feel like a tower. But it's not going to be a tower. And if we can remember that, we're going to get through it like this, the Nine of Pentacles energy instead of hermit, yucky. I mean, and again, nothing against the hermit, but divine feminines, we do not need to be looking like hermits going through our struggles, okay? We do not. Okay, off the. What do we got? Ooh, but look at where we need to be. Look at where we need to feel ourselves in the moment. This is the divine feminine in training card. This is the divine feminine in training card. I feel like someone's going to miss that if I don't say it twice. You are struggling with something and acting like it's not a struggle. And it's not because you're being naive. It's because there's a small part of you. And again, we don't like to hear this. Something related to ego. For some of you, it's related to the way you respond to karmics, which always comes back to ego. It could be 1% ego, but it's still ego. And I don't want you to get mad at me for saying that after you think you've defeated and conquered your ego. Your ego never leaves you. It's just a matter of how you let it lead you or not. And there's a part of you that is so embarrassed that you're still learning this lesson that you won't learn it. You can't be like that. You can't be upset with yourself. You can't be embarrassed. You're growing. You're always going to grow. And that right there is probably the bigger lesson. The lesson that they got you caught up on, this is about to hit you so hard. If you don't sit back and listen to me, the lesson that they got you working on right now, that you're embarrassed that you're still learning after all this time, isn't even the lesson. They're poking at you with that. You want to know what the real lesson is? You think you're not going to be learning. You tell yourself you know you are. You tell yourself you're always expanding, you're always in a growth, you're always ascending, but you don't really see it that way. And that's the lesson. The growth is not, learn this lesson so you can move forward. The lesson is the way you respond, your attitude towards things is as important as the work that you do. You know that your attitude is really probably your only true issue with your union journey. You know that your attitude is probably the only real issue with your, and you, again, we always go to the same old thing. Oh, attitude must mean I have a bad attitude. No, no, no. It's not true. You could be faithless, hopeless. Those are attitudes. Okay. It doesn't always have to be, again, ego must mean I'm being this way. And, this must, it's like you're, be a little bit less self-limiting in walking in cliches and walking in norms, because you are too unique. And that's why you always get away with walking away from things and around things, because you are not really going to be fitting the status quo of the lesson, but the lesson is still applied to you. You just need to be real with yourself about it. Some of y'all I talk to, I don't know. Some of y'all get me, and I get that. So I won't. Let's look at why. Maybe we can get some insight. Is there some insight in the problem? Maybe we can get some information about the stalemate. Is the stalemate that we now have to pick our path, right? We have to pick, are we going to go one direction or another? What is it that we need to figure out? What is it? Hold on. What are you doing here? Look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill, and my left ear is ringing. Ooh, it's loud. It's important to be yourself. Hold on, guys. My left ear is, what is this? Left ear. Ooh, it's loud. Ooh, it's loud. No. Stop. Left ear ringing. Not tinnitus, symbolism. I'm sorry. This thing says there could be a medical reason, but there's also a spiritual reason. Discover the meaning. Ooh, angels are with you. Whoa, that's crazy. Nope, none of these are giving me. Sorry. Thank you for those of you who don't mind me doing this so that I need to do. If you don't like people who do this in the middle of readings and you just waiting for me to get to the cards, this is not going to be the reading for you. See you later. Come back another time. Ooh, a shift in their energetic alignment, stepping into a higher vibrational state, a message from their spirit guide, someone who's passed away, a highly evolved being, a presence of something being in their space, causing causing a triggering of belief systems and energy and emotional energetic attachments to, so I think I may have just tapped into the divine feminine collective as well as God, like the God in you. Okay, so that to me says the 5D. There's something we're going to find out here. Okay, already, here we go. But the stalemate is the perspective. Are you going to change your perspective, perception, whatever you want to call it? I get the sense of kind of the Queen of Swords in this. I'll tell you that now. Okay, let's see. Whew. Whoa, you guys, this was one of the first cards that came up, remember? That's crazy, right? Have you been hearing me the past few readings saying how? It's because as I'm saying it, I'm trying to picture how the way that I shuffle when I do a standard tarot 3 shuffle stacking, how the heck did this get here? Do you guys ever? All right. Okay. This takes us back to the original energy, which is what? The vision. Okay. Again, this can't be any more specific. The original energy we saw with this was the King of Wands and the Nine of Cups that says the vision that you have, everything is going to work out better than you think in the next few weeks was the message, right? But look at this. First of all, that's 11. Okay. All right. Can I just say something really quick? So far, every reading I've done since 11/11 for the collective, including the Divine Masculine exclusive that I just did a couple days ago or yesterday, the Divine Masculine exclusive, this started off as 11 and there was a bunch of 11s in it. And every reading I've done, maybe I'm jinxing it and it won't happen in this one, but every reading I've done for the collective since 11/11 has started at the very beginning 11. just like this. This is freaky. So divine feminine, divine masculine, all of us, twin flames everywhere, are in the alignment energy. So that should tell you that if you feel tough right now, this is 11 right there by itself, actually. So divine feminine, you would be in 11 energy whether you were good or bad. Do you understand that? Whether you think you're doing well or not, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. God is not going to let you get away. So seeing this to me, what? Oh, remember I called it. Because this, I added the other 9 to the, what was it? It was the 9 of Pentacles to the life experience, to the Tower. And it's this is what I saw. Okay, I'm telling you, your dreams are coming true quickly. I can't words right now. Words. What is the message, divine feminine? Make you need to change your perspective because your vision is messed up because you're not getting what you want. But if you let go of what you want and look at what you have, you're going to be so much happier off just immediately. And then everything else will be able to fall into place because you can make room energetically for all the things that you're meant to have rather than all the things you think you need or want. Okay. What do we got? Boy. I'm sorry. Do you even know what's happening? Do you even lift, bro? Okay, Grace, I'm gonna put this down. Grace, first of all, please stop being crazy. Okay, sorry guys. Who donated? Allison, is that you? If that wasn't Allison, by the way, please forgive me. I would be so frustrated if someone else's name got called when I donated. So if that's not Allison, my bad. All right. Thank you for your donations, and thank you everyone for being here. The sinks. Do you see what's happening? Let's go. This started off at 10, and now this starts off at 10. It's crazy. Okay. Here's what's even crazier. When I first started doing tarot, these 2 cards, man. Now, I will admit, the Magician and the Queen of Cups, or Pentacles, y'all already know many of you already know how I feel about their connection. I definitely do, because remember, they're the only 2 cards in the whole deck that have a border. There's a difference between the 2. Now, the reason I see these 2 is because I feel like this is just her. She just got a short haircut. You feel me? Like, I feel like this is how she's able to do this. Through her gifting, through her magic, through her power. So to see these together, you know who else I like to see together? Her and the 9 of Cups in this deck. That guy kind of looks like the Magician, right? He's wearing like white and red. So I like to see them 2 together because those 2 cards, I used to call them, I used to kind of look at them and be like, that's me and Mr. Lightwork. And it was funny because even though I saw Mr. Lightwork as the King of Pentacles, I feel like the 9 of Cups person, I feel like it's like the power of the passion, but the Pentacles energy is what got him to that fullness of having all the golden trophies on the wall, if you will. And so it's like, yeah, the emotion and passion and the love of what that person does is what got them there, but the Pentacles combined with that is what. Now, here's what's crazy. I have a message for you guys that I was going to share at another time, and I might have to share in this reading, which is going to frustrate some people who just want cards. And so again, if this might not be the reading for you, but the fact that we had 10 and then 10 show up in our initial energies here, you guys may not have noticed, but I keep putting the Wheel of Fortune up in the thumbnails of all the collective readings that I keep talking about, the ones I've done since 11/11. And it's for a reason. I know that 11/11, people are like, why would you put 10? Why wouldn't you put Justice? You know what I mean? Or in this deck, it's Strength. Why wouldn't you put 11? And it's like, because I feel the Wheel of Fortune turning, and I got a message, like a week-long prophetic download that's been happening. I can prove it in my phone, in my notes. Like I may have to share it tonight. So be prepared that I may have to take a moment away from the cards to do that. Okay, 5D. You said there's something important we need to know in the spirit about all of this. This is about the divine feminine. Yes, the divine masculine collective is being influenced by this energy. Sure, this could even be a little bit of a representation of them getting their start, which is going to inspire you to also not feel as alone and to also respect and appreciate the time you've had alone, to kind of see just how magical you are. But let's find out if there's more to this. Ooh. Okay, come on. Magician. Anytime I see some wands energy with the magician, I'm like, okay, because you know, you always just think of the traditional whole magic wand magician. Okay, all right. Not all magicians I think use wands, but anyway, to see the page of wands comes up, and the fact that we've seen the king, and remember that was the card that we were trying to consider. What is it we need to know about this? Okay, to me that says you are just now getting the information. You're just now learning that the journey is beginning. Oh, actually, that's what I felt I was supposed to title this. The journey has only just begun. You're getting it, but you're only getting, I think, the first resource right now. And you're about to, that's the new, okay, Grace. The new that's coming into your life, it's starting with the divine spark. I think that the divine masculine is actually returning it to us, you guys. I think when we met them, or when we something happened between us, we all ended up in that kind of, you know, leading the way, passing the torch energy, and now it's coming back the other way. That could even be an indication of runner chaser dynamic shifting as well. There's a lot here. Just be prepared to unpack a lot of things, okay? Anyways, so seeing this to me says, this is what we need. Right now, all you need is enthusiasm, divine feminine. And this is why they keep trying to tell you to watch your attitude and change your perspective about the vision. If you would look at what you have with a little bit more enthusiasm rather than just excitement. Ooh, okay. I saw a Bob Proctor. I didn't watch the video, but I follow Bob Proctor on my YouTube, and I happened to scroll, I guess it might have been today or yesterday, and it's just said, something about excitement versus enthusiasm. And even though I didn't click it, I always think about the things I see on his channel, because he is a person that helps others shift their paradigm. And I thought about it and I was like, wow, that is important, because I can be as excited as I want to be about something, but if I don't have the enthusiasm to get through the boring parts, right? If it's not always exciting and enthusiasm creates excitement. Right? Excitement can breed some enthusiasm, sure, but if it doesn't stay exciting and all you're in it for is the excitement, so that's a message even about your union. There's so much. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot that's going to be here to unpack in this reading, divine feminines, because this is our reading. This is going to be huge. Most of you are going to end up needing to watch this at least twice, if not a couple times, or come back to it over time, especially about 2 weeks from now. Okay. The fact that this is our third card where yellow is prominent tells us this is, some of you with, believing in chakras and working with that type of energy. This is solar plexus energy. Okay. This is our sense of self. And this is the confidence to see our own value and our worth, to have the esteem required, all those things. That to me, that's solar plexus. I always just see it the same kind of way for some reason. It's say it with your chest. it's from the gut, And so to me, this excites me to see these together, that you're about to get this spark, the infinite spark. And it's funny because the first thing the magician really uses is the wand. This is the dual-sided wand I see. As above, so below. This means we're recognizing our powers, our gifting. Again, I do feel the divine masculine all up and through here, but the divine feminine is leveling up. Divine feminine is taking a new, this is going from apprenticeship to full alchemist, full metal alchemist. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so one last shuffle, please. Wow. It's funny. I feel like I saw that did you guys feel like you saw that in the background somewhere? I feel like when this card was moving that I saw this person. So this is interesting that they peeked out and they still wanted to come out. And what would that be? That's 9111, right? Isn't that what we just saw? Okay. Interesting that would be 3. But it also could be that 111, which is the triune, which is this. That's a as above, so below. That's the Oh, okay. There's a lot happening. Sorry, but see, I don't know why I'm explaining so much about the energy, but I feel like it's really important. This came up, and the fact that I'm getting divine masculine energy out of this as well. Divine feminine, ooh, that's a spicy meatball. Oh my gosh. As my son would say, barracuda. Listen. Oh no. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and got a message for you. And some of the if you're a member, you know what I'm talking about because you saw this in the tab the other day. I posted this video. I don't know why I clicked it, but oh, hi, Goody. Oh, is that who donated? Oh, thank you. I know. Okay, sorry. I saw this video the other day and I never click those little silly, but I don't know, something in me felt like I needed to click it. And I clicked it. And it was this couple driving down the road and they were in high school and the boy had set up signs. And so the girl sees him and she's like, oh, what's that sign say? And it's like, will you marry? And then it's like, just kidding. She's like, oh, it's just kidding. These signs are crappy. And then he's like, oh. And then they keep going down the road. And he's like, go to prom with me. And she was like, she just kind of looks at him thinking it's someone else. Like, ugh, that sucks. That's a crappy way to ask somebody to go to prom. And she just like, just casually, just flippantly, you know, so unaware it's prom season. It's literally her season. Most women, let me say it this way. Most people who lean into their feminine energy look forward to any event where they get to wear a freaking dress or dress up and be extravagant, period. Prom has so many other indication, or not indication, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I can't think of the word and I'm trying to still. Prom has so much other important stuff that goes alongside of it. And yet, she was so blind that not only did she ruin her promposal that her boyfriend worked so hard on, but she ended up crying the whole time that she was getting promposed to. Divine Feminine, I just got a little message for you, honey, that says, while you over here talking about you want the romance, you acting like old girl. And you're going to slip up and your divine masculine is going to try to do something nice for you and you're going to slip and you're going to say the wrong thing. You're going to embarrass yourself and you're going to cut them down at their first attempt at trying to be nice, and they will never be nice again because they're going to think you're just going to criticize them. This is why these messages are coming through. It's not to make you feel bad. It's not to tell you that there's anything wrong. But you want to know what the title of that video was? Curb your proposal. And I hear you need to curb the way that you're using your confidence. You're using as a low vibrational Queen of Swords right now, and they're asking you to use if you're going to be in the Queen of Swords, which is no problem to them, your gods, your guides, whatever it's no problem for you to be in your confidence, able to kind of bounce back, kind of in a resilient vibe right now. No problem. But make sure that you're not being too cold, uncaring, discompassionate, whatever you might see as the B word. Don't be acting like no B word right now. Because that girl in the video, she didn't come across as a bad person. She just came across as being a B word in that moment. And that natural tendency to lean into this kind of overcompensating, because I used to not be so confident in this area, so now I'm going to act a little extra, can lead you to do some horrible and embarrassing things. So while you embarrassed about some stuff over here that you need to just pay attention to and you'll get through it, you gonna end up being embarrassed if you don't pay attention. Real embarrassment, not just that internalized embarrassment that you've been trying to ignore. Real embarrassment. Okay? So just check yourself. What's the message? What do we need to know? Ooh, you're going to be mad at me when I show you, but you're going to have to look at it. Now remember, I even pointed out as above, so below. A lot of people, even after they watch a million tarot readings, because they're not really they're more so letting the reader do the interpretation. Sometimes they don't pay attention to even the cards and stuff like that. Some people are just new to it, right? So wherever you're at, the devil and the magician both have the hand up and down. But the difference is the hand, this is meant to say Vav, which is where 666 comes from, blah, blah, blah. Which again, if you see that number, do some research before you lean into any kind of things that could have been propaganda. There's a lot of propaganda. Even Friday the 13th was turned into something negative. The idea of Vav, 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 or this number 666, if you add it all together, 18 and 9 are beautiful numbers, so again, don't believe everything you see, but also understand that there's still symbolism in Vav, Vav, Vav. It just doesn't always have to mean what you think. So seeing this come up doesn't necessarily have to mean the devil in your life, but it definitely is bringing up ego. And the fact that I brought up ego here, And then we got a message while we were over here that said, make sure you're ready to receive whatever comes here. And the overall energy is for the Divine Feminine Collective starting off at Two of Swords and the Devil being unwilling. This is willful disobedience, and then keeping up with the Joneses, addiction to divine counterparts, addiction to God only knows what else we could be addicted to in this world, being overly, materialistic about anything, including possessing our person. This is a dark space that we're leaving, and that's why you feel the darkness and the heaviness. You may not have been leaning into this as much as being completely, just awful, completely of the world and blah, blah, blah. But I will admit that you may have been leaning into at least the ego part of it that brought you to the negative thinking, that brought you to the lack mentality. It's interesting that we talk about Bob Proctor, who changes paradigms, which is the way we think and perceive our world. It's our perception in the long term. Again, probably not the best way to describe it, but this is what I can say in the moment. And so knowing that, we're being asked to be enthusiastic, which is to maintain long term, to be resilient, to be, enduring in our faith and all that, you definitely can't get here. And this means that not only did you get into your ego, but you got chained, like trapped, like how you trap, if you want to trap a kitten, you're like, oh, I see a kitten over there, I want that kitten. So you're like, I'm gonna leave cat food and treats, and I'm gonna pet it, and then I'm gonna convince it to sit on my lap, and then I'm gonna steal it, and that is basically what's been happening to you. You've been getting tempted with things that are actually pulling you away from what you're supposed to do. Okay, so there's a lot that's happening here that is not going to come across as ego, and I think that's why the devil showed up here and not here, because we could have seen the tower here and the devil here, and we probably still would have understood that there was some things going on. But no. In this deck, the devil is ego. In this deck, the tower looks different. Here it's life experience. So we needed to see this particular image of the devil. We needed to see that particular image of the life experience so that we understood, okay, this is the ego coming in all smooth. I think I might have said that in a public reading, but it might have been in the DM exclusive I did the other day. That's a very important reading, but it's definitely, you need to feel called to it, because it's, never mind. Just know I'm answering questions directly from the collective, and the answers that we got are insanity. And if you feel called to it, the messages you're going to get, it's like going to propel you forward, and I don't want it to be on deaf ears. So if you want to order the portal, the 1111 portal, at a later time, I'll have it on the website, like where you can actually buy it later. So just make a mental note. Don't buy it now if you're not ready for it, because it's deep. But thinking about all the things that are coming up for ego and the devil, the point that I made in a recent video was about the fact that the devil doesn't come in looking like a big old scary beast. The devil comes in looking like your dream, and that's how it traps you. And the dream that you keep wanting, the perception that your needs and wants are better, are what's holding you back, because it's creating the lack paradigm. You're losing your excitement and your enthusiasm, just period, about everything, because all you can focus on is the fact that you don't have what it is, this vision of your life that you want. So the miracles that are about to come, people, don't worry. The miracles you've already received, they knew you weren't going to notice those. They knew that it was going to be a miracle when you finally did notice them. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I had this sitting in my house, or I had this sitting here. I didn't even know I was going to need this, or whatever. But the ones that are coming, you're going to have to grab them. You can't miss them. You cannot miss them. You got to know how to figure this out, how to do this right. So they're going to get your attention, and they're calling you out now. And they need you to listen and call yourself out, okay? Wow, that's 16. The life experience, I'm just letting you know, is going to be related to you being willing to settle down and establish yourself and honor your commitments, to listen to your guides, to the people who are trying to bless you and help you and love on you, to the beings, the whatever you believe in that's trying to show you the way. They're asking you to settle for what they have, because that's what you think it is. You think because it's not what you want, but they're telling you this is it, just do it. And you're going to have to leave this energy behind of thinking you know better and come into this space. Come into the initiation. Because you know what I see here? I see 9 of Pentacles, Princess. and I see the devil on the other side. And in the middle, I see 1111. Okay? In the middle, I see the magician, the page of wands, the knight of pentacles, the knight of cups. The knight of pentacles and the knight of cups are the slowest wands. The Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups were both barriers in your life. Where's my romance? Where's my charm? Well, you're probably not letting it in. You're being too much like the masculine. Where is my stable, happy life? Well, you want it your way, so you can't get it the way you want it just yet. Where is the magic in my life? Well, you're ignoring we're trying to help you use your resources, but you won't take the spark. You want to use them your way. But we're trying to show you the proper way to alchemize. You're trying to do it another way, so we can't really help you right now. That's another barrier. Page of Wands, where is your enthusiasm? Why aren't you ready and willing to discover rather than feeling like you need to go and do what you want to do? Why can't you let them just show you? That's what I see. I see the 1111 portal is knocking down every barrier you've got. And it's gonna start, I think, by knocking the devil out of your life, which means to me it's gonna be revealed to you probably. We're talking about in the next couple of weeks, you're going to get all the truth coming out over when the full moon. And I think that's an eclipse, right? So let's go here. Whew. Oh my gosh. How crazy is this? You know what I heard? 10-4, I got the message, but I don't want to hear it. Listen, Spirit, I got it, but I'm still stressed out. That doesn't make me feel any better. Oh, you gracious. Sorry, but you do. You stressed. I felt that back here. You stressed because you're not getting your vision, and now you're pouting. But you're going to stop pouting. Don't worry. They knew this is exactly what you were going to do. That's how much they love you, is that they let you act up and act out because they knew that you were going to back yourself into a corner where you only had one option left. It's not funny because it's me too, but it's so funny. We're so crazy sometimes, guys. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Wow. You know what I call this, right? I call this the divine spark. I call the Queen of Wands the divine spark. So some of y'all, we've seen the king, the page, and now the queen of... Wait. Oh, we didn't start off with 11. We start off with 14. Okay, sorry. Or 10. But okay, focus, Grace. Wow. It's the alchemist. It's the Midas touch. It's the King of Pentacles. Man, you guys. Ooh. 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 And it's the partnership card. And guess what? Y'all know what the Three of Pentacles looks like, right? It looked just almost like this. Like you in the cell in hell, down the corner, down the street, down around in the hallway from around here. I'm just saying. I've seen, I think it's like in The Good Place, the way it works. Oh, I don't know if I should tell you this. Oh, well, I already gave it away. Plug your ears if you're watching A Good Place or something. But long story short, I keep seeing a lot of tropes. I think it even happened in another show that I've watched. So maybe I'll distract you. Many of the shows I've seen, people who go to hell are only getting tortured long enough to become torturers. It keeps happening in a lot. It's a common trope. And I'm getting the sense that the devil not only got you, but then tricked you into torturing yourself about how you'll never get to where you want to be. Now, let me show you something. 2 + 3 + 15, 20. I just want you to understand that somehow, even in this reading, we came out with 11, okay? A 1, 1, and a 0, this new beginning energy. But we also came out with 20 talking about this year. And guess what? Every reading that I've done has focused on the last year. I haven't tried to. It's just what keeps happening. This is proof. If you've watched this reading, you probably should watch the Twin Flame and the Divine Masculine Ascension readings, because all three of these are going to give you what you need moving forward to close out this year and to head into 2021 with power. The Divine Feminine will be experiencing 2 major shifts, 2 Wheel of Fortune moments over the next, probably, I'm going to say, 7 weeks. It is going to change everything. The only thing you haven't seen yet, Divine Feminine, the only energy that you haven't experienced yet is going to be the Knight of Wands. Let's read that. Don't ask me why, I don't know. And it opens to the star, man. Y'all better stop playing with me. Ooh, y'all better stop playing. This is crazy. Okay. Let's read it. I don't know why. Don't ask. Don't ask questions. Just listen. Oh, okay. A significant situation requires your immediate and full attention. While time is of the essence, it's important to avoid making rash decisions. Enthusiasm and self-assuredness are wonderful so long as they aren't separated from wisdom and caution. The fact that the word enthusiasm is right there. I went right past it and then read the next word and the next word and then heard enthusiasm echo back in my brain. It was like, oh man. Grace, focus. A person who's passionate about anything he or she takes on. A take-charge individual who moves quickly with confidence and certainty on behalf of loved ones or beloved causes. Fearless. Wow. This is crazy. Charismatic, self-assured. Charismatic came up on the King of Wands. Okay, that makes sense. So we're needing to shift. We're needing to shift into gear. Get out of page energy, use our enthusiasm, and shift into King. See the vision, the right vision, the clear vision, the one that works, the one that is going to give us far more than we ever anticipated. Focus, Grace. Self-assured, adventurous, restless, possibly impatient or insistent when it comes to having his or her way. Man, y'all, see, this is what I'm saying. This is for the people who didn't think that this reading was for them and thought I was just saying stuff because, oh, that's just Grace. Well, that's just Grace. You know, Grace thinks she know me. Grace always call the Divine Feminine out and say the same thing. No. It's just that my ministry is for the stubborn feminines. That's why you here with a tough love coach rather than a regular reader. Yeah, it's because you need me. It's okay. I need you too. You gonna help me because I'm just as stubborn as you. All right. So, okay. I need you guys to do me a favor while I set this spread up. I'm going to come back to this chat just the same as I did the other day. And hold on. Wow. Real quick. 8. Divine Feminine, just so you know, this feeling that you have about needing the partnership and feeling like you don't want to have to do this alone, it's going to leave. Don't worry. You're going to be ready. It's going to leave you once you stop mourning your vision because you're already on the trip. You've already started the journey. You just don't want to admit it. And it's like driving on a road trip, leaving your old life behind and then still crying 2 states over. You gotta keep moving. Okay. Could you guys do me a favor in the comments, in the chat, ask any questions. Again, if you ask this when this isn't live anymore, then I'm not going to probably answer them in the reading. But I'm going to do the exclusive Divine Feminine reading after this. After tonight, the entire package will be available. I'll make sure I announce that for those of you who are interested in purchasing it, or the individual readings are available. Again, great way to get a somewhat personalized reading because it's going to feel like it. They always do, for a price that's a lot more affordable, also to get the extra information specific to you. So, ask questions that you think would benefit the Divine Feminine Collective. Ask questions that if you feel like it's personal and you don't know any other way to ask it than in a personal way, it's fine. I'm not going to answer you directly, obviously, but I can find a way to switch that if I need to. But throughout the rest of the reading, if I remember, because I totally forgot the other day, but it totally worked out perfect. I'm going to try to mention it again. Just ask questions because I'm going to do the exclusive. And even if you don't intend on buying it, the question you ask might benefit a Divine Feminine in need. So, all right, Grace. Woo. All right. Oh. Why do I keep... Okie dokie, guys. Oh, oops. Okay. Sorry. Guess I was supposed to do that. These are coming out so weird. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. That goes with that. All right. Sorry. Okay. They're never straight. I always try to straighten them. Y'all are like, stop trying to straighten it. It's never straight, Grace. All right. Okay. This way. This is the problem. Follow Rafiki. He know the way. Okay, wait. You're gonna go over here. Okay. And you're gonna come over here and over here. Alrighty. Okay, Divine Feminine. Oh, what's up, Crystal? Welcome. By the way, if you're here still after all this, go ahead and let me know what time it is where you are. Oh, look at that. As I said it, it's 11:56. 11:11? That's really funny. It's 11:56 where I'm at. What time is it where you are? And what is your rising if you know it? If you don't know, always share your sun. I think it's always lovely to connect with other people in our circle, or to meet and talk to people who have like our divine masculines signs. I just think it's really cool to be able to connect in the chat if it comes to it and you feel led. I like to make it available, and I just feel led certain times to ask certain questions. Okay. All right. So now that we've opened up the dialogue, let's get going. Divine Feminine, what is the overall message of this reading? The most important thing that you need to hear before you even start. What do you need to understand? Okay, holy cow. That's the third time the Nine of Pentacles has come up. The third time. Divine Feminine, you must start to enjoy life. You have to start to enjoy that, including the time you spend on your own. You have to start to look at the opportunity to create self-employment that is a part of your light work. And if you're not even going to get paid, at least it can pay you in power, okay? At least it can pay you in perks or something, right? To where you can still do something with it, enjoy it, appreciate it, and turn and kind of flip it, right? Get energy, get donations, get whatever it is you're supposed to get out of it so that you can flip it and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. But you are meant to be working as a part of your purpose, and a lot of you are not happy where you're at, and 2020 ripped every band-aid, every scar that you didn't heal properly, every broken bone that didn't mend properly, everything got rebroken. Everything went really, really crazy this year, just to show you that you have so much beauty in you, and that's why you've been able to survive and make it this far and all of that. But if you had chosen to heal all of these things and live a life of devoted healing to all, regardless of where you were, you would not have had to feel the emotional pain that you've been experiencing. Whether it's been small or large, you've still been feeling it. Some of you, it's become debilitating. For some of you, it's just enough to make you unhappy because you're like, I shouldn't feel that way. All of it has been guiding you to this. The next step is that 10 of Pentacles. The next step is the life you've been looking for, the finances you've been dreaming of, the passion and purpose as a going alongside in your career. All of these things are available now, like they never have been before. But if you're not open to it, if you can't see it, if you limit yourself, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to experience all the fullness that God has for you anyways, let alone the things you're able to make yourself. So ask yourself, where have you allowed outside issues, frustrations, barriers related to union and being a twin flame, and, a lack mentality and a lack paradigm, all of these things that have kept you from your fullness? Are you finally willing? You don't have to do it in the chat. You don't have to tell the world. You don't have to tell it on Facebook or Instagram. You can just do it with you and God, right? You, source, spirit, universe, divine, whatever. But can you just take a minute to acknowledge that you really haven't been at your best? And the truth is, a lot of it has been because you didn't choose to fix those things, or you didn't choose to fix your response, or you didn't choose to actually try to enjoy things for real, for real. Some of you tried, but not hard enough, and you didn't give your best. Some of you tried your best, but you also did it in a way that you knew wasn't really going to work. So you tried it your way. You gave it your best your way, but you really didn't give it your best God's way. There's a lot of reasons why, as you move into the next year, you're a little tired. when you could have been using this whole time to be renewed and refreshed, you're a little tired. So let's make the most of this last period that we have. There may even be, because it's getting cold in some places and all that, we may experience some things similar to what we experienced earlier this year that really has us sitting down with nothing but time on our hands. So just be prepared, be ready if that comes. Instead of getting mad about it or sad or frustrated or losing it, just do your best every day. And with the time that you may spend in the negative or being frustrated or talking to those friends who have nothing better to do or watching readings or whatever you could be doing to waste time, make the most of it instead. And if that doesn't happen, look around your life right now and say, I'm going to take an hour out. I'm going to turn off that reading. I'm going to turn off that, show or that, whatever it is I do. Or I'm going to incorporate it in while I'm doing other stuff so that I can do more. I'm going to find a way, though. I'm going to make the time and I'm going to try to enjoy my life. If you're ready for that, if you're ready for the power that you have to actually work and not feel like everything's against you, open yourself up, because I think there's going to be a lot of information into how we do it. What's the most important thing we've been missing? Wow. Holy freak. So it's her. So not only are we missing the natural part of things out in the garden, just being ourselves, like being in our fullness, but we're also missing everything that fullness allows us to do for others. Again, that's the flipping it. And I get that there's this sensibility that has to be a part of your light work and your twin flame journey. There's this sensibility that has to be a part of your life. So to me, that says, if you're missing Queen of Pentacles energy, oh, snap. And we called her because we talked about, you see the barrier or the border I was talking about, right? To me, that says, if you're missing the Queen of Pentacles, that you don't want to admit just how not standing in your light work and in your power and doing what you're supposed to do, just how bad it is on your life. And you know what's funny is the divine masculine, that's what's triggering them out of their dark night, is that they actually are valuable and that they are worth more. So to see this, to believe that maybe, just maybe, it's time to level up for real, and that it's the one thing that you keep thinking will not make you happy, that maybe you're wrong. And maybe finally starting the channel or the page or the, I don't know what else, they're writing the book, because for me, this is writing the book. For me, I'm seeing this and I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, I could have written so many books this year. So many books. And you want to know the truth? My problem was a little bit less of, not doing my thing, It was overdoing and doing the wrong thing in my business. I spend 40 hours a week alone, just on paid pre-recorded readings. That's not including phone calls with clients. That's not including long-term coaching. And you know why? Because I refuse to keep my prices high enough to where I don't have to do that many readings. Even now I have a sale where most of the main readings people order are like 50, $60. And that might be great for you guys. And I love it because I can reach more people. But the truth is, if I spend 40 hours a week just doing that, that's just the recording part. That's not even the emailing, getting the video set up, titles. I know it sounds silly, but when you do it enough for 100 readings, 100 times a 5 to 10 minute task adds up. And when you think about it and you realize, whoa, how much time, even if I am doing my thing, how much time am I spending that I could be spending doing more? Because if I write a book, then I can bless millions, right? Personal readings are beautiful. I'm blessing the world with it. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do right now. But the deep down truth is, I've been getting told to raise my prices by clients for 2 years. And I am dealing with the faults and the flaws of it. So some of you already have your businesses. Some of you already know you need to stop wasting money or time, or, I have a couple clients. I think one of my clients is here now, cough, cough, that overdoes and overgives to all her clients. Not even in a situation like this, right? Like not even like, oh, I gave 15 minutes extra on my reading, like going out of her way to pay for things and buy things and fund their life. And it's like, but wait a minute. When's the last time you invested in you? Again, I don't know. I'm giving her a hard time because she always calls me out for calling her out, and it's funny. But I'm not really talking about her like that. But you see what I'm saying? My point is we do this. So some of us, it's not that we're not living in our passion. Some of us, it's that we're living in our passion and we're unhappy because deep down we know we're supposed to be doing something bigger, something more. What's missing is you admitting just how important living a purpose-driven life really is to you. So, what is it that you know that you're ignoring, right? Like you got the message, it's clear, and either you are knowingly ignoring it or again, you don't realize that it's a big deal. Get away from here. Okay. Honey, she is not, okay. The fact that they came out together, that's 10 of okay. What was the question? Oh man, this is crazy. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, you guys. 9 of Pentacles. She refuses to back down. She's shown up in twice in both decks. You already know how to enjoy your life. You're not stupid. You're not slow. You're not, I'm trying to think of all the words you're not unawakened, unenlightened. You already know. Look at little buddy. You want to know what's funny? Okay, again, I think one of my clients might be here where she's gonna laugh. But when she told me her divine masculine's name was Gary. So I drew this snail during our session. I'm sorry, but it just happens to be sitting right here from the other day. You know you need to slow your roll. You know that you need to focus more on your gifts, focus more on starting the teamwork, if you will, on your own. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know how to create the fullness. You know how to lead by example. Many of you already have a feeling of what your soul mission is, and you know how to start it. You know where there is compassion that is lacking in this world. And instead of saying, I have plenty to give, all you can focus on is what you don't have. See, you're willing to receive the abundance, but are you also willing to be the queen? You're willing to be in the fullness, but are you willing to then disseminate the fullness? Help other people learn how to build and grow. That's the difference between the Pentacles kingdom and the Cups kingdom. The 10 of Cups is the foundation for the 10 of Pentacles. You cannot have the 10 of Pentacles without the 10 of Cups. If not, it's tainted. But if you have the 10 of Cups, the foundation of happiness and love and joy as individuals, then you can have the bigger, okay? Then you can have more. And the reason is because you can teach the people in your kingdom, not just yourself, not just keep it to your family, but every single person in your kingdom can learn to be prosperous. When I get older, I intend to move to Africa or, I don't know, probably Africa, because I don't have any real. Israel actually is the only other place that I really want to move. But if me and Mr. Lightwork are together, I feel like he'd prefer to go to Africa. But I don't know. Anyways, when we get old, we're going to move to Africa. And I already have these visions of what the compound that I'm going to create is going to look like. And it's going to be an area where we create little villages. And then we're going to up and move and we're going to buy land and we're going to create another little village. Except these are going to be highly prosperous little areas where people can work from home, and basically exactly what cities and towns really were meant to be a long time ago before corporate took over, giving everyone a fair shot, giving everyone the training that they need and the business understanding that they need to become as prosperous as possible. And that will spread and they will grow and they will tear down the walls because they will no longer need it to be a compound because it's going to grow. But I see the starting point. So I can't just have the abundance and not share it. I can't just get to be queen and not deal with the responsibilities. And I think that's why you're avoiding it. You're ignoring what you know you're meant to be doing because a part of you already knows that there's so much that goes into it. I was thinking we were going to move to something like the Gambia. I'm actually, my family, my ancestry is like I have Senegal, Mali. I'm pretty much, because I came from the slave trade, I pretty much have all that. So I probably would move somewhere in West Africa, or if maybe I would pick like Ethiopia, because I still think the Ark of the Covenant might be there. Man, I'm just gonna move to Israel. I'm gonna just convince Mr. Lightwork. There's too many beautiful places and amazing places in Africa. But anyway, all right, so back to this random conversation. Okay, guys. So this is the 5D issue, right? What's the one ego issue that we just either won't look at? Because this is the information. This is the truth. We already saw even the Knight of Pentacles, right? That was the ego issue too. That's the revelation. Buckle down, build. I planted this seed in this ministry 2 years ago, and I'm still on the bottom level because I refuse to leave you guys behind. I refuse to move up because I know the less time I have to spend with you guys, I'm going to miss you. I'm going to be sad. The higher my prices are, I can't work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, ugh, I refuse to leave. And that has kept me on the lower level, and I keep looking at all the things I want to do. But if I'm doing 40 hours a week alone on just purchased personal readings, you know what I mean? Not even everything. I mean, there's no way. It's actually not physically possible. So what do I do? You know what I mean? I have to shift. I have to change. I've been holding Mr. Lightwork back. Telling him not to do readings when he's freaking amazing. Y'all saw his first reading? All these things. You've been doing the same. And guess what? All that for me and my side stems from my ego issues. Things that I don't want to acknowledge are still there, still present, or things that I know are there that I don't really see how poorly, how many influences, little areas of my life. Okay, so what is it? What's the problem? Ooh, this is okay. Holy cow, that's 11. Okay. Okay, slow down. Slow down, Grace. We saw the king, we saw the queen, we saw the knight. We have not seen the page of pentacles, because now we see even the ace. We also saw the king, queen, page of wands. Wands and pentacles. This tells me that there is going to be a divine spark in the area of our practical world, which for most of us is going to be financially related. But the truth is, the spark is us. And that's the part that I think scares us. I think we're afraid that all along we've relied so much on our DM even that we didn't realize, even though we knew deep down it was true, that all along it was in us and that our journey goes as fast as we go. See, that's... The ego issue is something related to finances. The ego issue is something related to your perception of what an opportunity really looks like. This is wild. Hold on a second. Let's see. It opened a Seven of Swords. Avoiding responsibility is the first thing I see on that page. All right. And then it opens the Ace of Wands. I'm looking for the Pentacles. What does Ace of Wands say? Exciting new information. So you're about to get excited, but you're going to need to find your enthusiasm. And that means that old issues are going to spring up over the next, see, it's all continuing to bring us to the same message, Divine Feminine. Do not allow yourself to get stressed. Do not allow yourself to miss the messages because you're focused on the wrong stuff or thinking with the old mind. Ooh, this is crazy. Ace of Pentacles. Significant abundance flows to you now. You may get a promotion, salary increase, or unexpected money. If you're starting a new business, the venture will likely succeed. Your ego is lying to you. I told you, it's the devil, and it comes in and it makes you think. Again, some of y'all, somebody asked the other day, do you really believe in the devil? Can we do me a favor? If you don't believe what I believe, or you want to get into that kind of like discussion, just make sure you don't miss the message, okay? So whatever you believe in, my point is I say the devil particularly for this message, not just because the card showed up, but because in my religious or Christian or spiritual or whatever you want to call it belief system, it's a very common trope to have the devil come in as this very sensual, attractive thing. And so I get this sense that you've been tricked, you've been duped into thinking that the opportunities, because that is what the Ace of Pentacles really talks about as well. You think it's something else, but it's not what you think it is. And to see here that it's saying the venture will likely succeed is saying, listen, whatever you're about to do, whatever you're about to invest in is going to be a good opportunity. But the fact that it's unexpected money to me says it's something that you've told yourself isn't going to be worth anything. But you're wrong. You're all wrong. It's also a good time to make an investment. I heard today that your biggest investment is yourself. I heard myself, unfortunately, I was saying it in my head in a conversation I probably shouldn't have been having with Mr. Lightwork, that I have to protect my investment. Consider any opportunities carefully. Consider carefully, and hold on, let's go back to the, I'm about to rip the book. What is it? The Knight of Wand. Oh, I'm literally, my thumb is on it. What did it say? While time is of the essence, it's important to avoid making rash decisions. So to me, and wait, is there additional meanings? Ooh, a change of residence. Yeah, y'all about to move. Consider opportunities carefully. And you know what I'm getting from the Two of Swords? For some reason, I saw that and I see the intuition part. And it's like, again, if you have tunnel vision on the wrong site, the wrong setting, like if you're looking in the wrong direction and that's all you can see, then every sign and sync you get is going to push you towards it. You're going to find a way to twist it and manipulate it to fit what you think you want or think you're supposed to do. So again, they're coming to you and they're telling you, be really, really cautious, because you're expecting things to go a certain way. You've resigned yourself and you think, well, I guess it's just going to take a lot longer for me to get to my destination. And God's like, actually, it's not going to take a lot longer for you to get to your destination. All you need to do is turn the rudder to the left, go in this direction that you really don't want to go, that you for some reason don't realize I got these blessings for you over here, and boom, all of a sudden you're there. Again, 7 years has gone by in 2020. Just remember that. Divine Feminine, that's for you too. You may soon receive some important legal documents, contracts, or correspondence. Hallelujah for me. Y'all already know. Well, actually, you guys don't. Grace, just improving health, earning a degree, significant purchases, and excellent luck. Again, Wheel of Fortune, the new beginning, the initiation energy with the fresh start combined. This is going to be powerful and it's going to work. So what does that mean for us in the 3D? Where can we be focusing our mind? Mental focus. She shows up. Queen of Swords. Objective thinking, not your own. Put down, again, the fact that this shows up and we have the Queen of the Two of Swords in the major energies. God is trying to say to you, you've been in training this whole time, but now it's time for you to start making the right decisions. It's on the job. Let's go. Let's do this. You're ready to go. Boom. Focus your mind. Think good thoughts. Don't be a B word, but also don't be a pushover. Grab life by the you-know-whats. For real. Don't be afraid. What do you need to focus on emotionally? And again, these are 3D energies here. Mentally speaking, you need to start, if you don't know how to be objective, Google it. Google ways to incorporate objective thinking, something. And then what we got here? Emotionally, what can we do? 5 of Swords in reverse. That thing you put on the back burner, aka most likely you, those 2 swords that you've been ignoring this whole time, because you figured, oh, I'll come back to them, they'll come back around. You know what? I think I got to share the prophecy now. See, because not everyone's probably supposed to hear it. Most people aren't going to listen. I'm going to finish the reading, but I think I have to share the prophecy at the end of this reading. And again, it's because most people will not stay long enough to get the most important messages. Once they realize that I'm not going to tell them when they're getting into union, they dip. You know what I mean? So I'm going to finish the reading, but those of you need to stick around, because what I just said triggered me, something that I said in the prophecy when I started working through it and realizing what was going to happen. Okay. So emotionally speaking, 5 of Swords says you're also going to have to change your intentions. Remember, 5 of Swords is a card about intentionality and motivations. Why you do what you do when you do it. You're being asked to change what you do, when you do, why you do it. If you can change your mind and your heart Remember what I just read in the book for what? The Ace of Pentacles or the Knight of Wands? Can't remember which one, but it said a change of residence. The Six of Swords, even the Five of Cups, which we saw earlier, which is, I told you, you're already in the middle of the journey. This is going to be a much more enjoyable journey if you're willing to try a little bit harder, to be objective, to focus on the right things, and to grab a hold of all the, because again, this is going to be unexpected, unless, of course, you grab the thing that you told yourself isn't worth anything and start working with it. Then you're going to expect it. But most of us, we keep putting things off, throwing things to the side and thinking it's not worth anything. It's, again, I think I said this in somebody's reading but I was talking about, I've been talking about writing a lot. Dang. But it's like a writer whose room gets filled up with like little, they keep throwing away paper, right? So they type something and they pick it and they throw it. And you see the montage in the movie where it gets fuller and fuller, like the trash can gets more full until it's like overflowing with trash of just, no, that's a stupid thought. That's a stupid idea. It's like, you need to go back to the drawing board and turn it over, because you know how they have those drawing boards that flip, because the thing you put on the back, that you didn't even erase it, you just were like, this is stupid, and you just flipped it. Go back and flip that board back, because there's some things that you've written off that you didn't know were possible. And the way that your mind has been working right now in a low vibrational Queen of Swords energy, kind of being a little bit of a B word, maybe even to yourself, unfortunately. I'm not trying to call you a B word, but I don't know you all by name. Sorry, that was a joke. Sorry. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I don't know why. Sometimes my 3D just kicks in. And if you can try your best to stop being so smug every time you get a little victory, even though you keep dealing with all these big struggles, thinking, see, I told you I'm on the right track. Like, you're telling me you hit the wall 10 times, but finally on the 11th try, you get like the wall cracks and you think you've won. No, please stop. Like, you're being stubborn. Okay. So what's your final message in the 3D? In terms of just what you can be doing right now to open yourself up to the opportunities, to be more aware, to see pentacles in the 5D, but look at what's blocking. Swords. You see, what can you do to invite in this good energy, to lay down the swords that are wrong, to raise up your energy, to shift into something new? What can we do? Holy cow. Okay, guys. Okay, Grace, stop repeating yourself. Okay, let's go. It's the Six of Swords. And what's crazy is I probably still could have gotten Six of Swords energy if they had shown me something else, because I see the Divine Feminine moving forward. But the fact that it shows up in a reading where we have all this repeating energy, like literally same cards repeating across decks and stuff. And I just told you how stubborn you are. Do you understand? I told you at the beginning of this reading, if you felt the need to watch this, that you're probably one of the stubborn feminines, again, whatever area of the spectrum you might be on. The best thing that you can do is prepare to move on. I feel like I flipped this when I flipped it. Prepare to move on. Prepare for the shift, because if you're not willing to take the opportunity, first of all, I think that they're telling you that the opportunity lies in the new space. So you need to even go get it. And it's like, I'm sensing 13, and I've been sensing this a lot lately. I know it was just Friday the 13th, but that's not why. I'm sensing it because I'm sensing the whole battlefield thing. You know what I mean? Divine counterpart, stuck on the battlefield, whatever. And actually, that would be 11, 12, 13. I think that continues to be the flow. Your spirit says something to you, your 3D can't take it, so your mind sits in death energy. And the problem is, death did not come, and you're not bargaining with death. You would be asking death to bring something back to life. Do you understand that? Death did not show up because something was about to die. Death is there because it's already gone. It's ready to go. It's time to be cleaned up. All this conflict that you're in your 3D is blocking these blessings in your 5D. And these blessings are not things that you're just trying to create in your 5D. This is not your magic manifesting, blah, blah, blah. This is divine. God told you it's time. This is the old. This is the new. Let's get the final energy and then we'll get the last message, okay? Final energy. Look, happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. To me, a brilliant new idea is the reason that it's brilliant is because it's solving something that someone's going to go, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing." Like that's completely brilliant. We've been trying to figure that out for so long. That's what I see. Have confidence in yourself instead of all this conflict. Because guess what? Remember when we first started doing the reading, what came up with that Two of Swords energy in the middle that wanted to poke its little head out? The awakening, 12, hanged man, changing your perspective, and then it's all swords. Y'all, again, if you don't see the whole reading, maybe sometimes you just think Grace is just crazy and just excited for no reason. But if you're here for the whole reading or you go back and you watch it, you go, "Oh my gosh, you did show the number 12 out of nowhere randomly in the middle of the deck for some reason. And it happened to be talking about this Two of Swords energy, changing your perspective. Oh my gosh, it's the Queen of Swords. Whoa, that's crazy." But no, some of you don't even want to admit it even when you've seen it. So that's okay. Okay. Seeing the sun in the stage of fully grown, again, there's a reason we see things across decks. If we had seen the sun in the Rider-Waite, I might have said that this is related to, this kind of fresh start, whatever. But I don't see it that way. I see this as, yes, we have a fresh start coming, but what you need to focus on is leaving behind the old energy. Like you're in transition. To me, I see you're in kind of 22 right now, master builder energy. And you're mistaking it for 13 energy. But once you shift into master builder energy, you're going to be able to prepare for the next thing, right? You're going to be able to take the swords that were laying on the field to the next town, to the freedom, to the good place, whatever, and sell them or use them or whatever to make money, right? You're turning your scars into stars, right? That must be why they had to be reopened. Oh, turning your stars, Pentacles. Ooh, this is not a joke, guys. This is not a joke. So, hi, I think it's Alyssa, right? Hey, thanks for joining us. Okay, so seeing this to me says you're actually at the end of that phase. You are coming into the fullness where at the very last minute, it's like when you do your thesis or your practicum at the end of a long learning period and everything kind of comes together, right? So I've spent all these years learning the academic side, but now I actually go to work at that psychiatric ward, or now I actually go to work at that lawyer's office, or in the medical whatever, right? I go work I do the thing in real time. I get to practice. I get to really see what these things all mean, and I have a feeling that that's where you're at right now. 2020 was like your practicum. Because what's funny? That senior semester where I had my practicum, which again is like your internship or something, when I was doing that, I do feel like it was the thing that finally really matured me and prepared me to go off and graduate and be an adult. I don't know why, but there was something about that semester not being in school as much, being out in the real world and being like a respected expert in my area, or at least to the extent that I could be. It changed something. And I feel that that's what's happened this year. This year, I think a lot more people have come to depend on you. That might even be why you're exhausted, because this is the first time you felt, so used. And I think that you were really looking forward to being used, if you will, and having that, sharing in your abundance when you were with your counterpart. And I think not having that became kind of a really sad point for you. So what does all that mean? Now that you're starting to see that you've done a lot more than you think, and that, where you're at is kind of to be expected, but that this is not the end. This is not the time to take your foot off the gas pedal. It's time to, go collect what needs to be collected and to move forward. It's time to shine. And here we have that 1-9 again, 1-9. I'm telling you, you need to go back to what you wanted to do in 2019. That might be what's calling you, where 2020 was the delay, where you thought, that actually has been a message lately. The thing you thought you were going to do in 2020 that got literally ripped apart, just shredded in front of your face. Like one of those speeches all these politicians been given this year or however long that's been happening. It's like, I don't like it. It's like, that's what happened in your face with all the plans you had in 2020. Maybe now it's time to start again. And now everything will actually be in your favor. What do we need to know? This is freaky. It's the Six of Swords. Holy crap. Things are looking up. The end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. And what's crazy is it's right here next to it. And you know what's even crazier? Remember at the beginning of the reading, I said, don't be afraid when you see 666 because it actually equals 18 or 9. Y'all, God is all up and through here trying to get somebody's attention, probably most of us, but maybe a few of you that are extra super duper stubborn and only work off syncs. Here you go. Remember that meme I posted where it was like Miss Piggy facing her shadow self, and her self was like, okay, just ask for one sign and be done with it and just move forward. And then she gets the sign and her shadow self's like, ask for 10 more just to be sure. You can never be too sure. And it's like, you know what? God love you so much. Here you go. Was this good enough? Was this good enough? Okay. So what do we need to know? What does this mean for us in the 5D? If we're willing to move forward, what can we see? Oh, well, look at this. We see one angel. Now we see another angel. If we're willing to recognize how far we've come, then God can finally do the work without our going against the flow, against the grain, because that's what we've been doing. Right now, the blessings we have, only the tip of the iceberg. Only the tip of the iceberg. You see the change? Okay? It's happening. But it's nowhere near as much as it's supposed to be, because I think a part of us working alongside God, source, spirit, divine, whatever you believe in, right? But when I work alongside God, when I'm chilling with my Messiah, like, what's up, Jesus? What we working on today to spread goodness in the world? I'm not going against what they're doing. And when I'm going with what they're doing, not only can I see what they're doing, but then it also encourages me in what I'm doing. When I can't see what they're doing, or when I don't want to see what they're doing, then I don't know if what I'm doing is in alignment with them. So yet again, we see this alignment comes, and guess what? This is a cooperation card. Okay, if this card resonates, you are probably going to want to get the Divine Masculine reading, because I remember now the collaborative way, and there was a whole thing that led me to look up from here. So that's something to know. What do we need to understand about this? I think that the love that we're looking for is finally going to start to flow when we allow, you see, where is God and where are you? You have to be in alignment with God. You have to be on the same page. If God says we're going to go sit by the water, then you need to go sit by the water. If God says we're going to focus on our cups, even if your cup is not the same, you need to do what you need to be in complete alignment. And when you do that, it's going to allow everything in, including the love. Because for a lot of us, the love is what's creating the conflict that blocks us from this, that blocks us from this, which stops us from seeing the ideas, because nothing feels brilliant if it's not how to get into union faster. You know what I'm saying? All right. So what does that mean in the 3D? Wow. What is happening? It's the 9 of Cups. It's another number 9. We saw the 9 of Cups multiple times. Okay. Showed up in the blessing, showed up in the reading. Thank you, Eddie. Showed up everywhere. Sorry. Because it's just crazy that it's like, cups, and then we come in and it's like, listen, I'm trying to give you what you want, and your dream is love. I told you at the beginning of the reading to look over the 9 of Cups, and this is why, because then it's going to end with the 9 of Cups. By the way, if you're still here and you've got any questions that you would like to see addressed in the collective exclusive, whether you order it or not, please do ask any questions you have on behalf of the Divine Feminine, and I will be sifting through those questions tonight and be doing the Divine Feminine exclusive directly after this reading and checking the chat. So, but yeah, Divine Feminine, if you're willing to see things in a new light, if you're willing to have the confidence that you can do what God is asking you to do, to see that things can really change, that you can use everything you've been through for good, that you're never too far gone, that you're never too far away to be loved and received and appreciated and used by God. If you can do all those things, then the collaborative energy between you and divine is going to expand, and you're going to be walking in the spirit and going with the flow. And when that happens, all the things you've been seeing in your visions that have not been clear, will become real. They'll no longer just feel like mirages. Because it's all going to start with the 10 of Cups first. They want to assure you that your 10 of Pentacles life cannot be lived without the 10 of Cups first. So they're not telling you they want you to build your whole empire. They're not telling you they want you to be that. And again, no, not to point anybody out who's in this position, but you know the theme, the trope. They're not telling you you have to be the 40 or 50-year-old woman or man that has given everything to their career and built their pentacles before you can actually have love. Because that's how I think some of you are going to receive this. That's not what they're saying to you. They're telling you that if you just start this path, it's going to create the confidence in you that's needed. It's going to create the passion in you that's required. It's going to build energy within you and in your life. And also it's going to help you attract good things to you, which is going to open you up more to love. And they're going to build the love first. It might be built alongside, right? But it's not going to be where you have to have the complete kingdom before you have the love. It's not. This is going to get completed. What do you need to understand? If you're willing to get everything lined up, get your ducks in a row, start to really go, and utilize your magician energy, your Queen of Pentacles, your Nine of Pentacles, your Nine of Cups, there's all these different vibes that you can take on. What do you know? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You want to know what you need to know? It's time. It's your time. That's what you need to know. The Seven of Pentacles upright says, oh, hey, listen, it's just a temporary delay. Don't worry, the seeds were planted, everything will be fine. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse says, listen, that temporary delay is over. 2020 was a temporary delay, and there's our seven. Oh my gosh, there's our seven. There it is. 7 years. That might be telling you 7 seeds were planted. That in the beginning of 2020, when you thought that life was just getting worse and worse and worse and it was going down, it was because you were getting planted deeper and deeper and deeper, because your root system was going to need to be deep and deep in order for it to hold the massive, mighty oak that you would become. The seed has already been planted. You're already mid-sprout at this point. Come on, y'all. Man, this is exciting. And you know what? There's the 9 and the 7 again. Remember I told you I sensed the 9 and the 16 together, and then we saw the Chariot kind of pop out? I told you I saw that 7. There it is. 7 of Pentacles upright would have disagreed, right? But 7 of Pentacles in reverse, this is the time has come. There is no more delay. There is no more temporary. This is movement. There's your 7. There's your Chariot. Divine Feminine, it's up to you, okay? It really is up to you. So what's the final message? Final message from Source, God, Source, Spirit, Divine, Universe, whatever, and what it means in the 3D. Here's the message. 2021 is going to be on. And when you get there, you are going to be on a new path to a new level of your enlightenment. But you will also be proud, aware of all the things that you have done in seeking joy and creating contentment, having and building and enhancing your attitude of gratitude. You will be told, well done. You don't just have to wait till you get to heaven to hear God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. I truly believe that there are milestones and checkpoints. Actually, if you've had a contract reading from me, you know there are milestones and checkpoints. Things along the way that tell you you're on the right track, and I'm telling you, you're reaching one. Matter of fact, this is wild. As I say that particular part of the contract reading, and if you cannot afford to get your own contract reading, you need to at least watch the collective contract reading, because it is life-changing. But there's a position in that section of the milestones called the world. And that's kind of crazy that my mind went to that. Because if the world was in the world position, what that would say to me is you are ready to take the accomplishments that you had so far, you're ready to take that out into the world. And what's interesting, how weird. Look at you can see where the card was stuck on my arm, so it picked it up, and look what happened. Look what wanted to show up. The Two of Wands coming into your own with it's 11. Man, y'all ain't all right, Grace. Be quiet. Stop telling them they ain't ready, because only a few aren't ready, but everyone else is ready. Y'all ready for this? Dun-na-na. Nope. All right. So stop being pointy. So to me, this says everything you've accomplished so far, the whole turning your scars into stars, using what you've got and where you're at to create, building and blooming, starting from anywhere, just starting from somewhere, just go. It's because you've got what you need to get started. You there. So what do we see in the 3D? Oh my gosh, y'all are not going to believe me. I'm gonna just put it right here, okay? In the 3D, what card goes with this? Four of Swords. I'm just... Your 3D is so wrapped up in the conflict. You're so confused about what choice to make right now. You're so fearful of your own power because you've been instantly manifesting some negative things on accident lately, not knowing that the power increased. So you've been making some signs and things happen that you were like, oh, shoot. So there's a lot of things that you've been so worried about, but I don't think you're there anymore. I think that that's just the old fear. It's almost like it had become a habit. The feelings that 2020 wrought and all this stuff, it just kind of became habitual to be looking for negativity, looking for the bad news, looking for the next case, worst case scenario. It's time to heal. The Four of Swords says it's time to heal. The Six of Swords says it's time to move forward. And together, this is 10. This is the ego. This is how you shut that down. Turn your scars into stars by moving forward and taking only what is going to be of benefit to you later along with you. And then when you get there, make sure that you're not bringing any of the internal baggage either. Make sure that you lay down your sword long enough, stop doing battle long enough to experience healing in your heart. The area that most of us ignore the most, right? We tend to ignore mental health and spiritual health before we focus on other things. We'll take physical health seriously because it's harder to avoid. But it's like, nope, if you can do this, then the ego death that you've been looking for, the thing that's been holding you back in all the other areas, the small little thing that impacts everything, if you're willing to take the time to get some healing, to do some meditation, to spend some time alone, because that's what that card means too, you will be able to accomplish so much in the next year. You know what's really funny is this leads me into this, because 2021 is the beginning of a 4-year cycle that, well, I don't want to call it a cycle because that would make you think it's like astrological. So some of you guys, by the way, the reading's over. So if you are like, I do not need to hear any more from you, Grace. I love you. Thank you for being here. Please make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. But if you are like, you know what, Grace, no, I'm curious. I want to hear your prophecy. I want to know, especially since you come up with this stuff all the time and you kind of tell us things, but you never tell us like who, what, where, when, why, how. You just be like, oh, it's the year of the divine feminine, but you never tell us how. It's like, when did it come? You guys, I've been getting prophetic downloads, dreams, messages my entire life, like since I was a kid, like a child. And it in college, I think, is when I noticed it was really as real as I thought it was, because that was where people who didn't just see me, kind of like when people look at Jesus like, oh, that's just little Jesus of Nazareth. That's Mary and Joseph's son, like whatever, right? People from his hometown were like, nah. So it's like in the same way, people in my family, you know, probably were like, whatever, girl. And if something happened, they would just be like, oh, that's a coincidence. But it was my friends in college when I would tell them I had a dream and then it would happen, they would remember. And they would say, you told me. And I'd be like, oh, I did. Because I would write it off and say, I'm just tripping. I'm just imagining things. And so as time goes forward and time goes on, I really embraced it. And so now when I get them, I just kind of write them down and, you know, or I used to write like long vision messages so that other people could enjoy them. But I felt like they were usually not received by as many as I'd like. But I felt compelled to share a message. And there's one that's been lingering in 2020 the whole year. And it really became clear around the 8/8 portal. But I'm gonna, let's see. Where is the email? So there's this vision I've been having about keys all year. And in around 8/8, it became clear that I was supposed to start doing the exclusives around the portals. Because I kept like, there were, you know, every month they would get more and more delayed, which is because 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. As you can see, it gets further and further to the month. And I was like, what the frick, man? Like, you know, people want these exclusives. They want more. They want like one a week, and I just don't have the time. But I definitely like can at least give them one a month, and yet I'm not doing them. Like, what the heck is going on here? And it was because I was having to wait for the energies. And so towards the middle of the year, I understood why. And it was because this particular year being 2020 was a massive portal year in itself. That's why, time-wise, somehow or another, so many astrological conjunctions. I don't know what the hell the words are, but happenings were occurring in the sky and cycling through and kind of meeting at one point in 2020, right? Things ending and beginning right around here. And so this rare year, rare in numerology, rare in all ways, opened up and unlocked a lot of things. But there's a reason why, as a prophet of God, I was brought into the Twin Flame Collective. And it's because we, as sacred partner light workers, which is basically what we should be, instead of calling ourselves twin flames, we should be calling ourselves sacred partner light workers, because that's really what we do. We are being activated. And I, even now, I'm getting more clarity as I speak on this, which is why I know I'm meant to tell you, because the more I think about it and thinking maybe I should tell you guys, the more vision I get. Because even just now, I just realized why it was keys. Keys. Because holy shit. Okay, sorry, I'm cussing. Grace, go to the message. So I'm going to show you this email. And I got to read it backwards. Okay, so here, technically, I got the first word first, but I have to read it backwards, okay? So I'm reading you what I got today that made me realize I had to tell you this. So, we are like a car, okay? We have the engine and the body. Those are the two things that the car needs, right? You can get into the car, okay? The body of the car where, you've got the chassis and then the seats and all that. And then the car engine runs, right? All right, cool, boom. So that's what you need to have a functioning car. But the battery is the one thing that connects the person sitting in the driver's seat and the car itself, right? So when you have problems with your car, what do? You read the instruction manual. Again, we're going to go really literal with this, okay? So just follow. Well, in the same way, like me, I'm a Christian. So my belief is in like the Bible. I believe I should read the Bible. So I would consider the Bible my instruction manual. Well, many of us in the collective, especially those who are awakened, aka the divine feminines, we have had a car sitting out in the driveway. Now, some of you heard me the other day, and I've talked about this probably 2 or 3 times now, that Steve Harvey story where he had a car out in the driveway. He told his grandma over and over, once he got a job, he was working, he's like, Grandma, I'm getting rid of that car. I'm getting me a new car. He didn't say he was getting rid of the car. He said, I'm gonna get me a new car. I'm gonna get me a new car. She says, sure you are. Finally, he goes and he tows the old car that's been sitting in his driveway out. And then he tells her, I'm gonna get me a new car. And she finally says, I know you are. And he says, what changed your perspective? Why did you suddenly say I was? And she said, because you cleared the space for that car. Many divine feminines have a car in the driveway that they're pretty sure runs. It's not even like Steve Harvey's situation where they don't think it runs or not, right? They're pretty sure that car runs. And they haven't really been using it because they ain't really been going anywhere. They just been sitting at home. So the car's just been sitting. Well, what they didn't know is if you don't drive your car, if you don't go out and start it up at least once a month and just go drive it around, well, the battery's going to die. And not even die like, oh, I'm just need a jump. Sometimes it could even go farther and it could be completely dead and need to be like given a complete recharge, or you might just need a new battery. See, you relied upon the fact that the car was there, but you weren't actually using it. You see, your spiritual connection to source is all about taking that car out, using it, driving it, keeping it up, washing it, learning how it works, reading the instruction manual, learning, what that sound might mean. What when I hear that sound, right? Earlier I heard, oh, what is that ringing in my ear? I looked it up. Okay, God must be present. Okay, got it. Thanks for the message. You rely upon your intuition and your gifting, but sometimes you don't really use it. You just say, oh, I'm woke. I'm awakened. But you don't actually go out there and drive the car. You say, oh, I have the map. I printed out the MapQuest directions circa 2005. I've got the MapQuest directions in the car. So if I ever need to get to that destination, I'll just go start the car, pull out the directions and go. See, you keep relying on what you could do or would do or should do with your spirituality because it's there and you feel good about it, but you're not really maintaining it. And the worst part is You think that maybe by getting the occasional oil change, even though you go over a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You think you've been doing good. But the reality is, you can change the oil, you can wash the car and keep it from getting rusty, you know, blah, blah, blah. You can take care of it. But if you don't keep the main source up and running, consistently used, not only will you either have to get it recharged and go through the struggle of getting that when you should have had your own reliable transportation, you feel me? But now you may also have to just go out and completely replace it. So here's what I need to say to some of you. When did you find out your car battery was dead? Because if this is the moment, fine. Maybe you're not all as bad as you might think. But some of y'all knew your car been dead. Y'all found out it was dead. You want to know a little quick anecdote for that? Guess what? Me and Mr. LightWork, since we didn't go anywhere from like March until now, when we got custody of our son, about a month before that, we went out to start the car and the car wouldn't start. And we realized we looked it up and realized it's because the battery was dead and we were going to need a new battery. It wouldn't even get a recharge. It wouldn't work. We got a jumper and everything wouldn't work. We said, we don't drive anywhere anyways. I ended up having to pay someone to go out and get a battery for us, right? I had to get inconvenienced because not only did I know the battery was dead, but then I waited until I actually needed it. It's like not filling your gas up over that night and then waking up late that morning and realizing you're going to be late for work because you should have filled your gas tank up. There's this sense of preparation. There's this sense of kind of relying upon things, but not really maintaining, not really keeping up with it. And so my question is that really the relationship that you want? Do you want a relationship that you have to keep repurchasing batteries? You have to keep finding new sources? Or are you cool with having to keep recharging? And the problem isn't God. The problem is you. The problem is you're not a good this is user error. Start the car. Start driving. Start the car. Stop relying on the fact that it's going to be there. Stop relying on the fact that your light work will always be there. No, it won't. There is a story that talks about people who don't use their talents. Those talents get taken away. It's like a singer, me, not practicing, me, and losing their damn singing voice. Me. Y'all, I could sing like Whitney Houston. I'm not even lying. I'm not even joking. But I don't try. So guess what? Since I haven't been practicing, I haven't been working my voice, my vocal cords, guess what? It will probably take me months to get back to that space where I can hit them notes in I Have Nothing. Yeah, that's right. I Have Nothing. That's the song I be jamming, singing like Whitney. I'm proof positive that you can lose things. Because even me, I love singing. I love expressing. And guess what? I done lost my singing voice. You will lose your chance. You're going to have an idea and someone else is going to do it first. You're going to have an invention, someone's going to patent it first. Stop waiting. Go start the car. It's going to turn over. And if it doesn't, don't blame the car. Stupid car. You never get mad at your stupid car. Don't blame the car. Car didn't do nothing but sit there and wait on you to drive it. Take better care of the body. Take better care of the energy you've got. Look up what it's going to take to get your battery to run more efficiently. Have you ever seen in some cars, they have like that eco leaf where they tell you if you're driving efficiently, how you're like pressing on the gas and stuff? Do that for your battery, for your car. Hey, what do I need to do to keep my battery going? What do I need to do to keep my spiritual relationship strong? My Bible, my instruction manual for my car is going to say something different than yours. So go look it up. Don't just listen to me. Do better. So that's the prophetic word that came today that made me realize I needed to say this to you guys. But here's where it gets weird, is the word that came before that. I have to show you the picture that goes with it. So where it started was, and this is how you know it's real because I drew this in my notes. So first, this is so ugly, but this is what I drew. Okay, these are 2020, 2020, 2020. And then if you turn it, you'll realize that's the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, the number 4. Each of the portals that happened each month, all the way through December, was a key. It was unlocking something. And so then I got this message about this date. And this is what I drew. I drew mountains and peaks, but I was like, it's inception. This can't be right? Like, And then I realized it was because I was supposed to be looking at it kind of like exactly how I drew it. Like I was really supposed to be looking at it flat, because it wasn't peaks and valleys. It was shifts in energy. So the date just happens to be Inauguration Day. And so again, I don't know if that means anything. Okay? I don't. And I don't do like predictions like that, y'all. I don't like that kind of stuff. So the message I got was that in between a certain point and election day, and I'll read you what I wrote. There's 2020 providing 12 keys. The 11th key opens the 11th portal, but the 12th portal, so the 12-12 portal that gets unlocked, is not opening us and walking us into a next place or like a new place. It's actually opening us back up into our own world. It sounds crazy, but and this is what I wrote. You are the new earth. You are the new earth. But I don't know what that means, because I don't believe in that kind of stuff personally, but so that must mean it's for someone else to hear. You are the new earth. So 1111 is actually the real final portal of 2020. Again, I wrote this on the 8th, so that's already happened. 1111 was the final portal. 1212 technically is just the doorway that leads us back to where we were on 1/1/2020. I'm telling you, 2021 is going to feel like deja vu, almost like this is what it was always supposed to be. So what I saw was the phase that ends here is, and I wrote down trip to conclave or inauguration. And it was not about the actual American inauguration, which is why I said I don't know about that part. But inauguration meaning, right, where it's this commencement or this introduction into a new era, a new phase, a new time. But conclave is also about a coming together, a meeting of the minds. And so the 2021 opens up a period for the twin flames, and I believe that actually lasts for 4 years. So hold on, before I show you that last part, the shift that I believe happens on 1/20/2021 is after 5 huge shifts, 2 incredible abundant happenings, like Empress level, creative dream level happenings. There will be one final great happening on 1/20/2021 that will be considered a karmic reset, and it is the jump start. It is the new battery, and it is the car that we need. We're finally on the ground. We're finally ready to do so. Just be prepared that over the next 4 years, you're going to see the twin flame community shift tremendously into being very much in the forefront. You're going to see people proud to be twin flames, but it starts now. And the way it's going to start is more and more people are going to start to enter into the energy of being in sacred union, being willing to be in sacred partnerships. Even if like again, the president-elect and VP-elect, they're not married, and yet their relationship dynamic is going to be very much like a married couple kind of taking care of a family for the first time in American history. And so even there, like just watching like political figures, households, a lot of switches where I see women going to work more and men working from home and being dad. I mean, I see lots of things that were kind of starting to become normal over the past decade. Just all the norms of yesterday are gone. And so just be prepared that the next 4 years, and again, it has nothing to do with the election and all that. So I don't want anyone to get distracted by that part. It's just coincidence in the moment. I'm sure we'll figure out why it's not coincidence later, but I don't want you to get caught up in, what's all that. It's just too much nonsense. Just realize. And here's what I saw. Are you ready? This is the final image. What I saw was the 4 of Wands, but I didn't see the 4 of Wands like usual. I saw this. I saw 4 beings holding the wands. This is the next 4 years. So that would mean 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. So 2025, I don't know exactly what's about to happen. I can't lie to y'all. I don't know yet. I don't know. But I just know that year will be the year that, because it's like we're going to be in 4 years as normal college education. And we're talking about that too. Yeah. The twin flames are all going to university. The twin flames are going to university, guys. That's where we're headed right now. That's the journey. That's where we're going. We just graduated. We just graduated. So I don't know. Okay. I don't know what this means. I don't know why I was told to show this to you, but each year is going to represent a new pillar being established in dominance for the Twin Flame Collective. Whether that means they know our name or whether that means that we simply rule the world underneath it all like a big secret society of collective light workers, conning people for good, creating goodness, money laundering evil, whatever it is. Be prepared. You're a part of it. And this is where a lot of people find out about twin flames and then they run. They think they're running from the challenges of the journey. No, you're running because your soul already knows how deep this is. This is not a joke. And there's a reason why God sent a prophet to the Twin Flame Collective 2 years before this even started to guide them through each of the years. So again, you heard it here first. And guess what? This is not a fiery grace prophecy. Like, I don't want you guys to, if you hear other people say it and you know they got it from me, you don't have to call them out for it. Just let them lie. Let them not understand. Let them try to speak from a place of ignorance. Maybe people are supposed to at least hear the terms. But I started this 2 years ago. I told y'all that the year of the Divine Feminine was 2019. The year of the Divine Masculine was 2020. The year of the Twin Flame was 2021. I did not know it was an initiation into a 4 year, again, I don't know if it's a cycle, but you see 1 + 2 + 3 + 4, I wrote 10. There's something important happening here. I'm going to go back to the chat and see if anybody said anything. All right, let's see. So, okay, Bougie, I want to tell you something. I had a feeling that I would need to say, and I guess I forgot to say this, but that some of you literally just need to go get your oil changed in your car. You know what I mean? Like, some of you, this is going to be as literal as God just blessed you and said, get your battery changed, get that jump start. You're about to take a trip and don't even know it. For real, go get your car checked. Some of you, it's going to be that literal. And then some of you, it's going to be so spiritual, but yet you're going to sense it because you're going to have been thinking lately about being in a car for some reason and having, dreams or visions of travel. And a matter of fact, the world card is a travel card. So again, this is not a joke. This is not a joke, guys. And again, because this reading is going to be so long, a lot of people are not going to watch it. So I really encourage you, like the video, share the video. And if you are not subscribed yet and you want to vibe with us, this is just the beginning. My Divine Masculine and I are in union, and we are providing as much content as possible moving forward to help the collective through this time. I have to bring him up to speed now on everything that I just figured out. It's so funny because you want to know what's weird? Any of you who've been around long enough will know that Mr. Lightwork's karmic used to be his car. He just paid his car off. I'm just telling y'all, this is wild. So, okay. If you feel like this message is for you, you probably should order the exclusives. If you feel like these messages vibrate in resonance for you in ways that you cannot explain or understand, and especially if you really don't like the message and yet you feel like you have to keep listening, I am your coach. I am your free coach. You are going to get free coaching through your divine journey from someone who has the academic and professional training to do it, but also someone who has identified as a prophet her whole life. I'm done writing myself off and talking down and trying to be humble because it comes across as like, I don't know, a lack of confidence. Seriously, I'm not for everybody, but I'm probably for you if you're still here. Okay. So if you vibe with this, especially the prophecy, I might even cut the prophecy into a short video just because, but maybe not yet. Maybe not yet, but soon I might, just because there's some people that, again, just not even knowing, maybe not really not having time for a 2-hour reading, like wishing they did, but couldn't get to it. Maybe they need to know. So I might cut that down. But if this vibes with you, please stand up. Let this new moon energy that we're in now, that's bringing about loving new beginnings, really permeate your being, because I think that's a part of it. Let the energy that you're experiencing, let everything that you're dealing with right now guide you forward, because this year is almost over, but the energy of 2020 is already done. And it's just going to be a habit to be in a bad mood. It's going to be a habit to be stressed. It's just going to be a habit. But the truth is, if you can start to shift yourself out of it and really begin the healing process now, 2021, beyond words. All right. I love you guys. I love you. I'm out for real if I don't leave soon. You know what I mean? Welcome. What's up? I'm Fiery Grace the Gifted. If you're literally still here, you're probably just here for this exact information. So I'm an intuitive life strategist here on YouTube. That's why I'm not a normal reader. I'm not going to read normal cards. I'm not going to do normal spreads. I do what comes to me, and I'm here for you guys. I have a lot of experience doing a lot of different things, and I'm just here to provide the benefit of that wisdom while it's going to be of benefit. It may not be helpful a few years from now when the whole Twinkling Collective is already awake, but for now, I'm here. So if you need me, I have a lot of different ways of working with me. Just visit my website, thefierygrace.com. You can click on services. You can also use the search bar and just type in a phrase like divine masculine, ascension. If you're looking for a phone session, you can just look in the search bar and type phone, and it should pull up all of my phone sessions. But I do have a search capability on my site for a reason, and it's just to help because there is so much that I offer. I also have erotica that you can read. So if you're interested, again, just visit my website. My email is thefierygrace@gmail.com, and you will get an auto reply back if you email me, and it will let you learn what it's like to work with me, like what the process is. I accept PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Mr. Lightwork and I would greatly appreciate anyone who is willing to donate any amount to us moving forward. We usually don't ask for anything, especially not Mr. Lightwork. He'll probably kill me if he knows I did this, but we've been taking care of his son without any assistance for the past few months or couple months now. There's just been a lot of things going on, and we may, if depending on what happens with the situation, end up moving just because I want to feel safe, and there's a lot of things happening outside of this that make me feel unsafe. There's just so many changes that are coming. So any support that you can provide to our channel, whether it is subscribing and viewing and just watching, because monetization, we get like pennies on the dollar for when you guys watch, and that does add up, which is dope. But also if you've got $1, you know what I mean, like whatever, just support us through your membership, support us any way you can, because we don't really ever ask for anything, and now is the time where I have a feeling we're probably going to have to ask for your help for real soon. So yeah, I just wanted to start that process. And again, if you're here this long, you vibe with our ministry, and I know that you're going to want to support twins in union who are trying to do more for you. So we're really trying to be able to buy technology where we don't have to have 4 different pieces of equipment to do one thing. So it'd be nice to be able to buy like a new computer and stuff like that. Holy crap. Oh shoot. That was not expected. Okay, Shaktiana. Thank you. I just happened to glance down. You guys, that was really nice. Holy cow. But yes. You know what, Jada? I actually had already planned retreats. If you go to my website and you type retreats, the retreat page has been up for quite some time, and it even says on there, like I have entire retreats planned out down to the location, the hotel. I know exactly what conference rooms, like you guys, I had big plans for 2020. We had road trips around the US planned. I mean, flights planned for the West Coast, because that would be too far to drive for me. I've already done that too many times. Like, when I tell you what we want to be able to do for you guys is so big, and yet we're working off of small time. We're working off of old stuff. We're working off, again, the computer that I have, my dad gave me, he handed it down to me after using it for a few years because the sound quality was so messed up. That was the computer that I've been using for the past 10 years. So it's like a lot of the stuff that we have is stuff that is either cheap or broken. We just make it work. And so there's a lot of pressure right now that is like, if we could spend less time on slow computers or trying to transfer files and stuff like that, even down to how long my stuff takes to upload. You guys, I have to move, because if I don't move, they've rewired my internet and my house and everything. They had to go in through the first floor and everything, and still the internet is trash. I can do a live reading and it'll upload immediately. For some reason, YouTube, because you guys are watching, it wants to get the content out. But if I do a live reading without it being public, like unlisted, it will take almost 2 days to upload if it's too long. And when I do client readings, it takes over 24 hours, even for a love letter that's 15 minutes. So I have awful internet, and I run an internet ministry. It's the reason why when I first started my ministry, I didn't have internet, and I actually needed your help getting it reinstated because I'd let it like lapse, because I was like, why would I pay for something and keep an internet plan? So it's like, you guys, when I tell you everything that we've dealt with in this house and in this energy is coming to a close. And if you would be so kind as to show that love, like Shaktiana and Goody and Bougie have done for me, even in this moment, even if it's a smaller amount, because you guys just blessed me. It means a lot, because it's, again, we don't ask for much for a purpose, because we know that a lot of people out there don't have it, especially now. So if you're hurting, we're not hurting. Like, again, the fact that we have 4 different pieces of equipment to make one thing is a blessing. But if you can bless us, if you can be there for us, like I said, I have a feeling we're probably going to have to come to you soon. Honestly, to just to be straight up with you, we're probably going to need a lawyer soon, because of everything happening with baby boy. So thank you to anyone who thinks of us and is willing to be there for us, because looking at this, I got to be transparent and say, I know I need to make some changes, but I also need to be able to handle the conflict and the stuff that keeps me here. And I know for me, it's what I have not been handling and what I've been letting myself deal with over the past few years, mainly my internet and my apartment walls being so thin that I have to work overnights. So, speaking of that, I should probably go now, because I know a lot of you are probably sleepy. I love you. The fact that there's still 270 people here right in this moment is like, thanks for listening. You know what I mean? Thanks for wanting to be a part of it. Thanks for joining and being a part of the tribe. Remember, I have a $1.99 option now. That way, if you want to show support, but 10 or 20 or $50 a month is like, come on, Grace, really? For a YouTube channel, I get you. Like, I don't blame you at all. But if $1.99 is something that you can slide, and you want to be able to participate in chats like this from time to time, because sometimes I will shut the chat off and have it limited to just members, just to close the energy a little bit for myself. There's all kinds of ways that you can show love, and it just means the world to us that you care and that you see us. And so I really don't tell you guys what I go through. I don't tell you how hard things have gotten. I don't tell you just how bad things can get in my life. Because I don't want you worried about me. I'm worried about you. You know what I mean? But now I'm going to tell you that I want to be able to give you more. So I love you for supporting me in any way that you can, and making me feel like this is the right move, and that I don't have to be afraid as a Cancer to pick up my house that I've lived in for 3 years and finally move because I'm scared. You know what I mean? All right, I'm out of here for real, because if not, I will hang out with you guys forever. I've been having such a good time in these lives with you, and I just feel at home, and I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to leave. So, all right. Thank you guys again. Shaktiana, that, that right there, y'all, is like God uses you and you don't even know it. You know what I mean? That just made, I don't know. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Shaktiana, do me a favor and email me, please. thefierygrace@gmail.com. Goody, I already got your email. And then Bougie, you said you're going to email me. So perfect. Y'all email me. All right. I love you. I'm out of here.